Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another InfoSec Hub video, and today we're going to talk about single sign-on or SSO. And SSO is basically an IAM, identity and access management feature, protocol, software feature, you name it. It means in short, basically you log into a service, which is basically your work, and then your identity is checked and your identity is cross-referenced against certain roles. So if you're in finance, or you are in facilities, or you are in marketing or in IT, you have certain rules, access rights that are assigned to your role basically. So let's just follow this diagram right here. So you are the user, you're logging in, request for service access. Whatever the service might be, it might be SharePoint, might be Teams, might be anything else, maybe Monday.com, whatever it is. As long as they have SSO in place there, you can manage what kind of roles, marketing, HR, security, IT, and based on those roles, you have access rights, right? So role-based access, RBAC. That's from the old school, but nowadays you call it IAM, Identity and Access Management. Okay, so you request access to a certain server, then it's been sent. A user does this from an endpoint, and it redirects the user with an IDP, identity provider, with a login request to a database. Okay, cool. Identity provider, the IDP says, okay, your login credentials are right. Now we are going to make sure that you have the right permissions. Prompt the user to sign in. So the user signs in with his password or a PIN code or maybe a fingerprint, whatever it may be, and then he is redirected back here. So it's verified. It's verified that he is the right person. So this is 4, then we go 5. We check the credentials, okay, because he just checked it, and then we are looking for 6, send the token. So this might be an email stating that he has to send a PIN, or he needs to do something on his phone, or he get a prompt on his phone to say fingerprint, and then your thing or your iris scan or whatever it's going to be, and that's 6. So, and then he's granted access later on. So basically, to sum it up, this guy is logging into a service with his username, his password. It's been checked, has been cross-referenced, and then he either sets up a phone with an authenticator app or email, which he has available for accessing emails with a PIN code. It's just another layer of security. They call it two-factor authentication, right? And he logs in with his username and password, and then it's checked what kind of guy he is. Is he in finance? Is he in marketing? So based on where he is, and that need to be all put inside the Active Directory. We call it Entra ID nowadays when we talk about Microsoft. But then when he's granted access, then all the access rights are loaded into the system, and he only has access to the systems that he actually need to be looking at. Nothing more, nothing less. So that's basically what SSO is all about. And SSO is great because you can log in once and then you have access to all the applications that are underlying to your profile. So if you're in finance, then you have maybe a couple of financial programs. When you're in marketing, then you have some of these marketing tools, right? B2B, B2C, whatever it is. When you're in security, then you might have access to programs that have to do with security, like Microsoft Defender, maybe Google Chronicle, whatever it's going to be. You know, you have to have access to that and get the reports and be able to go there without logging in all the time, basically. So SSO is really a one-way ticket to log in and have access to all the underlying systems. And an identity service provider is quite safe. It's better than password safe. And that's basically what it's all about. Single sign-on, so you log in one time and then you have access to all the stuff. Access granted, service provider B. Yeah, and it could be multiple services. Maybe service provider C or D or E or F have this another procedure that you need to log into. But normally, when you log in and you're and this is the key factor here, identity provider. Who are you? Okay, you're in finance. Then this is the stack of applications that you can work with, and within those applications, these are the rights. Nothing more, nothing less. So we are really limiting what people can do based on their profile, and that's the best way to go. Single sign-on, identity access management, role-based access, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.